Hey, welcome to All Day the Talk Show. I'm your host, Audrey Kaim Zemakula. Guess what? It's All Day the Talk Show again, where we get to dive into people, different people's lives, get to have conversations, inspiring conversations, different stories of people. And we're here at Dance Off Studios, Wilson Street, level 3, Ivory Plaza, level 3, shop number 4. Come have a great time. Come shoot your podcast. Let's get it.
My name is Awali Ahmed, aka Easy Money Sniper. We'll be back to our day talk show. We are inspiring generation through real life conversations, and today we are hosting a voice that has shaped Uganda's R&B genre. And today we shall get to know KOHEN Jaycee better. KOHEN Jaycee went to Uganda Royal Primary for his education level, then also proceeded to Uganda Matters Secondary School for O level, then Chitende, St. Mary's Chitende for his A level. Then for Isibati University, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in multimedia and animation. So KOHEN Jaycee started singing professionally in 2018 when he released his first song that was Wine Slow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome KOHEN Jaycee Mwesigwe KOHEN to our day talk show. Let's get it.
Yo, that's one crazy. That's one very very crazy introduction.
Wow. Welcome.
You're locked in. You're locked in very
Wow.
very much. There's some information I don't usually disclose on interviews, but you seem to have done your research. Hey, what's good, happy people? My name is KOHEN Jaycee, and I'm so proud to be here. So happy to be here. It's been a long time coming. We've been planning this for the last 6 months,
It's been crazy.
and I'm not even kidding. But schedules have been crazy. Timelines have not been aligning. But now that it's actually come to fruition, I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah.
So what's up, man?
You're most welcome to our day talk show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Wow. So KOHEN, I would love you to take it back, What was young KOHEN Jaycee like in primary school? Because I've really been making research, but wow, I would love to know it from you.
Well, to the best of my memory,
Mhm.
my primary school was a bit gray, you
Mm.
know. There was a lot of things that were happening to just a very young person. In the perspective of my parents, in the perspective of having to change, lifestyles and all that. But I went to Buganda Road Primary School, which most of my primary school. I did a bunch of others, but I guess we
Uganda
won't
was
we won't get into we won't get into that. And after that, I went to Uganda Matters SS Namgongo, one of the best schools in Uganda, if you ask me. And my experience there was quite tough because I was I was a free spirit. I used to think of myself as a rebel. And then these guys were very, they were very
Academic?
up to par doing the books and everything. So I got into trouble a lot. But for all the times that my mom came to school to try and solve all these things, I had an epiphany. I had a paradigm shift. And I was like, when I go to another school, because I couldn't go back to Namgongo. So when I went to Chitende, I was like, I'll do better. And when I was there, I met a bunch of people who were passionate about the things I was passionate about, which was a bit different from what I found in Namgongo because it was all about academics. Chitende, on a very brighter side, was very talent-centric. Like, they would provide resources. They were all about, academics, but they were also about trying to nurture everything else outside class. So from there, I got a bit confident. I met a couple of people, Dennisy, MacArthur, a bunch of guys that we connected with, and we decided to build something. And I feel like from those conversations that we had with those guys in dorm, in class and everything, it's the KOHEN Jaycee that you see today.
That's nice. So you got in a lot of trouble while at Uganda Matters.
Yeah.
Was it that they were so academic that you did like you I think you always wanted to do music at school? Was it
Yeah.
that but they were more based on academics? So how did it set your mindset there?
I mean, at that time, I had a very different mindset. Like I believed the world owed me something. And I can confidently say that because It was wrong.
Mm.
And now I know better. But at that time, I believed the world owed me something. And if I didn't get it the way that I wanted to get it, or I didn't get it the time that I got it, I would get frustrated because maybe that's the kind of lifestyle that I had been in when I was growing up. And having to adjust to things like that, it was a bit hard. I got into a lot of trouble. I'm not even going to lie. My mom used to come to school every other time. And for me, the things they would always say, oh, this is trouble. I would always be like, this is not it, man. Like I didn't steal no one's biscuits. I was not trying to fight with no one. It was things like I was having a music player, or I was in the music room at a time when I wasn't supposed to be, or I stayed in the dormitory a little bit longer than everyone else. So things like that. But it was also just from a point of comfort. Like honestly speaking, I didn't know better. At least at my time in Namgongo, like if I reflect back now, like I really shouldn't have done all the things I did. Like I really shouldn't have done all the things I
So
did.
go ahead. I personally like started listening to your music in 2019 in my vacation. By the time we were heading like for COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
So man, I had this friend baby that was struggling like, to get that. There was like, I was like, she was at the hood,
Mm,
and when I had like your song, it was called "No Letting Go."
for sure.
So there were some lines that I used actually that worked for me like that time. You know, all along I was like, what can I do? Like, what can I do? Then I got my late, I got a paper and a pen, wrote on a few lines of the song, added some of mine. I was like, give it to the brother, like, yo, my guy, give your sister this. So later on in the evening, she came around home and she was like, oh, hey, so you're the Karim guy that we're talking about in the date. I was like, yeah, it's me who wrote it. Like, I was bragging with the lines about mine,
He
but
owes you something.
I got them from like your song.
half of Kampala. Half of Kampala owes me something. But at the end of the day, man, that's why I make the music. You see, like these are songs, man. I've told this story so many times. I don't even know. It feels so crammed, but like for me, these are songs I write in my bedroom. You know, like I wake up one morning and I play something nice and I just sing. But then the fact that they become something so meaningful to people,
Like me.
it's so humbling. Yes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact that you had to get a whole relationship out of just some words I wrote out of fun. And it again humbles me. Like it teaches me that, man, it's not just fun. The fact that you have the ability to talk to people in this way, in this format, don't use your voice for meager communication. So yeah, I'm very responsible for very many babies.
So actually, like, I've come to realize for most students in Uganda, I want based on music only. They're nurtured by other people. Like, okay, let me say musicians. Most of them don't write their music, right?
Okay.
Like, I want to get a difference. Like, how do people who write their own music and how people who get music like are written, like I write you a song, I give it to you and you sing it, like what's the connection? Like, can you connect to the song the same way like the one you wrote, or there's a difference, like there's a strong bond with your song that you wrote?
I mean, there's two ways to look at it. As much as the song has been written by someone else, it's still going to be me singing it.
Okay.
So as much as, yes, there's someone else who wrote it, there's going to be a touch of KOHEN Jaycee or a touch of the artist that they've written it for. But as much as very many people shy away from songwriting, again, I'm going to tell you to repeat the question, but I just want to pass this because I feel like this is an important piece of information. Like as an artist, you shouldn't limit yourself to just what you write, because if you're only limited to your scope of experience, it gets a bit boring, it gets a bit monotonous. And I know there's very many people who are exceptional. I feel like Chameleon has never been there and he said, I want someone to write for me. He always writes his music and his palette of experience is so broad that we can never get bored of whatever he's saying. But not everyone is Chameleon.
Yeah.
there's very exceptional artists like Juliana Kanyomozi, like I could mention a couple of names who are proud to say, as much as I know how to sing, I've written music for myself. I'm confident singing music that is written for me. So as artists, we shouldn't shy away from that. Like me personally, I welcome that. There's an artist that I work with, she's called Akine. Every time I'm trying to work on like a project, a solid body of work, I give her a call and I'm like, hey, come through, let's listen to some demos and whatnot. And just having a different perspective, a different, I would say, viewpoint outside my own. How do I look at the melodies? How do I see rhythm? And her contribution to that, it gives me a whole new, I would say, writing bed. It creates a whole new writing process for me. And I feel like if very many artists gave that a chance, because we experience things, like life doesn't stop. Like life happens to everyone. Some days you might feel very motivated, and then some days you might feel like you're not. But the job does not stop. Like you being an artist does not stop. You might not be inspired for 3 months. Does that mean you're not going to write for 3 months? Then call on some people who can help you tap into your root of inspiration. That is where songwriting comes in. And I know there's all this politics of, copyright and intellectual property and all that. As an artist, you need to make yourself aware of these things so that they are benefiting you and not affecting you.
That's right.
So I personally am a person who likes different types of music. R&B in Uganda. Actually, you're the first person that came up. The first winner album. Was it your first album?
Yeah, it's not an album, it's an extended
EP.
play, it's an EP.
So the first song on it, like, okay, at first I thought you were into Uganda, like I listened to the song, I was like, okay, who's this one? Then I dropped down into the Letting Go. I don't know.
The Twalands,
like, I was like, yeah, this is a Ugandan music. Like, it's so nice, very nice that I connect with it in a way that I don't connect to pop, like different genres. Like R&B in Uganda hasn't been like that good since 2019. Like by the time you came around, R&B like got, I don't know, they got an ear in Uganda because all like people weren't doing R&B. People were doing like Chidanke songs, come and shout for us. Like, no offense, but R&B top notch. Like right now, if I listen to a KOHEN Jaycee song, like speaking to us, I mean the love voice, us, so nice. Like I connect with it. It's therapeutic. Like, man, so nice music to listen to.
I mean, even personal, because me, I used to listen to a lot of music up until 2015 when I decided to start doing my own music. But I used to listen to a lot of music. I used to listen to a lot of music. Like I feel like I know 70% of all the songs in Uganda. Like I could sing them at that point. And then when I decided to start making my own music, I stopped listening more. I stopped listening outward. I was kind of checking out more inward. But from a writing perspective, I wanted, like there was something that was missing, from the game. Like I'd been listening to OS, I'd been listening to Tonics, and I'd been also listening to people outside Uganda, Waire, Nameless, who, and for me, what I wanted to hear was not happening.
You felt you could do better.
Yeah, like I felt we could do better as a collective. Like, like for me, it's not even just about self, because if it was about me, like I would sing for myself. Like I would sing these songs for myself. What I would be there, I'd tell my buddies I can sing what, and then I'd be okay. But at the end of the day, when you decide to sing and you're like, let me put this song out, like it's no longer about you. You want to communicate something and you want people to connect to whatever you're communicating. So at that point, I felt like me, what I want to hear is not being put out. Like it's not happening. So I looked within, and I was like, what's that difference? The difference that I want to see is the difference that I can make. It's the difference that I can give. Which is why when I was inspired, when I had been in conception ever since 2015, because I started working at Dustville, I remember 2015, 2016, right after high school. After I came from Chitende, we joined Vas in Vac. I was working with Kagai. We were doing all these shows left, right, and center at National Theatre. But then I was also going to studio at Dustville in Tinder. And I was trying to make music. I was trying to sound like Chase Song. I was trying to sound like Chris Brown, because I felt maybe that's what was missing. And yeah, we wrote a bunch of songs. Many of them didn't come out, but at least I got familiar with the microphone. I was more confident in my pen game. And then I met an artist called KOHEN, because I hear a lot of people say, oh, you sound like KOHEN, blah, blah, blah. And maybe I should address that today. I met KOHEN at Dustville. Shout out to you, big bro. Appreciate you. He was working with those guys at that time, and they were working on an album. Now, KOHEN is an amazing writer. Like, you can't take this away from him. This is a guy who did yeah. And I'm telling you, that's not even one of his best projects. Like, this guy can write. Like, he can write Luganda, he can write English, he can write for sure. Cool. Like, if you doubt me, go listen to some of his music. So I met him, and he was singing Luganda in such a very nice way. He was making it sound so cool. And I'd never had that. Like, I mean, I'd been listening to Maurice Kyria, I'd been listening to who, but Maurice Kyria is more soul, more acoustic. This guy was doing R&B pop, and he was making Luganda sound so beautiful. So I used to kind of like shadow him, because I used to go to studio. I was not an artist at Dustville, but Abasa and Baru had given me liberty. They were like, whenever the studio is not busy, just come through. Just come through and try to get familiar with everything. So I came through. That's when I actually also met Price Taver, because he was working on this Kamba Judy the EP. So just seeing these guys in their element, doing their thing, just also made me want to actually have my own imprint. So I was like, what's that one thing that makes me different? I was like, I'm a Munyoro. I'm from Western Uganda, and I don't hear a lot of people singing, their languages. Everyone, even though I know you're from Western Uganda, why are you singing in Uganda? Like, I'm not trying to stop you from singing, but are you also going to try and sing parts of your... Exactly. So I was like, maybe this is something I can tap into. So I started writing from that perspective. From Hey There, track number 1 on Wena chapter 1, I went into this other self-discovery, this other phase of, let me try to sing things that are authentic to me. Because the truth is, I can never sound better than Chris Brown. Like, he will sing his shit. I hope I can swear. Like, he'll sing his R&B, he'll do, but he won't sing like Afrobeat. He won't sing this African sound better than me. Like, at least I know that for a fact. There's things that those guys are better at, and then there's things that we predominantly are going to be better at. So I was like, why don't I tap from that? Because even from that perspective, everyone was being inspired by Africa. But who was inspiring Africa? Like, Africa for a very long time was inspired by the West. But then if the same people that you're being inspired by are now being inspired by you, where does that leave you? It needs you to look inward. It needs you to look farther. So instead of just singing in English, I felt like we needed to paint a clearer picture of our culture and everything that makes us African, everything that makes us proud, which conceptualized Wena is a Zulu word.
It's your boy Jaycee, I bet. Ninkwenda we, nawe, nawe. Ninkwenda we, nawe, nawe. Ensangi zino banjo mukwano bagwe wala banji bagufunyemu empalana, banji bagufunyemu ensalwa. Baby,
but it's also a word in Runyoro, Rutoro, Runyankore. It means Iwe Wena, like Iwe Wena, like all of you. So something from Western Uganda that can resonate as far as South Africa. I was like, I'm reaching a very, very broad spectrum of people through not just music, but also through language. Because my songs play in Zimbabwe, my songs play in Zambia, and people listen to them, they understand them to a certain extent. To the same way that we were here listening to Mampi and Lota House and all those people. Because language is not limited to just dialect. Like we can understand ourselves, and music being a universal language, I understood that maybe it's not just I have to sing in Luganda, I just have to communicate what I feel. And it inspired when a chapter 1, when a chapter 2, when I met Axon and the whole Bantu Vibes community came through. Because when a chapter 1 actually came to pass, because I had an amazing community around me. We had zero budget, but that EP went number 1 on Apple Music for close to like 3 weeks straight. And for someone who was just straight out of high school, seeing such milestones with people who are equally clueless, because I believe right now we know better, but at that time we were a little bit clueless. It was a little bit too much success for very young people. And maybe we didn't treat it as we should have. But that doesn't take away the moment. Like, we actually did it. It was a group of young people from Chitende. We were drumming our desks, writing songs. Because I'm still with half the community I was with. Shout out to Manly, shout out to Denesi, shout out to Bowman Arimwachi. There's a bunch of guys. Yeah, there's a bunch of guys. And they're still holding on strong. They're still doing whatever they're doing. And I respect them for that. But also, now it's time for me to carve out my own thing, because Reverend Beda was not just an album, it was a testament. Reverend Beda means he who leads. And I had been shying away from those shoes for a very long time because it's my name. It's my father's name, it's my grandfather's name, it's my great-grandfather's name.
So personal.
It's very personal. And there's a belief that we become our names. Like, you're not named Ahmed
For no reason.
for no reason. You become your name.
By the way, that's a fact, because my grandfather used to do this, He used to work on it. Yeah, so I also feel so when I said do this, my mom looked at me, you know what? You're doing just like your grandpa. So
Yeah.
I feel you're right.
We become our name. So it was time for me to step into my right, my self-proclaimed right. And from that perspective, I'm what ability. When you listen to the lyrics of Ability, it was a very personal moment that time because some self-doubt had crept in. You know how those things.
So I've just connected. Remember how you told us when you get to studio, you imagine the mic as the air?
When did I say that?
It was off mic.
But actually, I'm just trying to add up the dots on track number 6, Ndinawe. Is it track number 6? Like, what were you thinking like at the time?
Man, I was in love.
Because you really spoke to us
like I was in what I thought I understood as love at that time. And being an empath, being someone who resonates deeply with their emotions. Like, I write from that place. Like, I go there. I write things that I'm feeling. Like, all my music is somehow related to personal experiences, or at least things that I experienced personally. Or even if it's your story. By the way,
I have all the stories, like, at least for 2 years right now. Yeah.
What have you been going through? Need to talk. But like, from that perspective, I write from the unlimited resource of experience, whether it's my experiences, whether it's my friends' experiences. So when I was writing Dinner, at that time there was someone who was disturbing me, someone who was who was disturbing me. And I was like, maybe I can't communicate it
enough?
the best way that I can. Maybe I can put it in a song. And I wrote that song. And it became what it became. But then, fast forward, whatever I thought was going to be what it was, wasn't even what it was. But I got a beautiful song out of it.
That's nice.
I got a really beautiful song out of it. There's very many people who resonate with Ndi now, even up to today. And for me, it's a win-win. It's a win-win. As much as, like now, there's sad songs like Don't Leave Me, which I see a lot of people grooving to my pain. But but it's also a good thing. Like, it's also a good thing because at the end of the day, like, I'm being relatable.
Yeah.
Like, there's people who are listening to that and they're like,
Wow.
I feel whatever you're saying. And it makes me maybe want to be a better person. It makes me want to do music. It makes me want to reconnect with my lover. It makes me want to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, if for some reason, every time you listen to my song, it makes you want to be a better person, then I'm winning. Then I'm doing justice for myself and for the greater good of the human race.
That's nice. So Kohen,
Mm.
Buganda Royal, Uganda Matters SS, and Gongo, where you got into much trouble because of the
I
craft.
got into trouble everywhere.
So Chitende, you joined Chitende for A level.
Yeah, I did.
So would you say Chitende really shaped the artist KOHEN Jaycee is right now? Because sources tell me that KOHEN, like creativity, all that, by also you saying that you met Denisi and some other group of people. So could you say that you got freedom and everything, like the space to express yourself better at Chitende? They welcome the creativity in you.
I would like to think the freedom of expression and the confidence to express are different. I was always confident. Like, I always wanted people to see. I always wanted people to know that this is what I do. But then maybe, like, Namgongo didn't give me the environment because they were very focused on academics. With all due respect, it's #1 school in the country. If you do your records, you'll understand. You don't go there just for the sake of it. But then for me, I felt like there was something lacking, you know, like we were straight A students, like all of us are straight A students. So what else do we need? We need some co-curricular activities. We need some sports. We need some music. We need some. And maybe if I had communicated this a bit better then, maybe it would have gotten to their ears. But then I was just being a rebel. I was just doing my own thing. And it got me into a lot of trouble, like I said. But I don't regret anything. Because this is the resilience I built. You know, like, I'm not saying rebel in a sense of opposition and whatnot. I'm just saying it in the sense of, like, I fought for what I believed in. Like, me, what I thought I wanted, I got. Like, whether this guy said no, whether that guy said no,
I'm doing it.
like, I would do it. And I remember when I went back to try and ask for senior 5 so that I can go back. These guys looked at me and they're like, "You man,
You have to be in trouble."
like, we can't do this." But Chitende gave me the chance, and the fact that there was very many people there also. Like, you get to meet everyone. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, you meet everyone in that place. So also your people skills are sharpened. You know, you start to deal with people in a better way. Like, you're not closed off. In almost all these other schools, they're closing you off from the environment. They're trying to not overstimulate you. In this place, like, you experienced everything. Imagine I'm in a class, just one stream, and it has 250 students. That's just one stream, and we have 5 of those, and that's just Form 5. I left the school when I didn't know half the people I was in class with.
Wow.
I meet people out there and they tell me, "Oh, Kohen, I was in class with you." And I'm like, yeah.
That's a big number.
Hard paper. But again, how to deal with people, how to deal with, you know, oppression, opposition, not in a political sense, but in a sense of expression. It taught me patience when I got out. Now, because in my VAC now, I had all this hunger. I wrote, this song I did with Maurice Kiria called Mvawala. I wrote it a very long time ago. Because if you don't listen to it like a love song, listen to it like a story. Like it's my story. Like I'm trying to tell you, like I've been trying to pursue this thing for a very long time. I've come from a very, very far place. Hoima is not near. Kikuve is very far from Kampala. It's very far from the UK. It's very far from the USA where we're trying to make this music. But at the end of the day, the acknowledgement of it, Mvawala, I come from far. Like for me, that was my testimony. I made my testimony when I was my VAC. I said, I'm going to write this song with Maurice Kiria. I'm going to record this song with Maurice Kiria, rather. And I remember the first time I actually physically met him was at Metroplex. We were having a recital. There was a friend of mine called John Aolo. He used to organize all these poetry recitals and all that. And this guy was actually at the gym. He was walking by and he happened to see a few kids with guitars, and then he came by. And he played a song on a pink guitar, and I sang Eva, the song which I later put out on Wena Chapter 2. But Eva, Mvawala, Not Letting Go, these are songs I had written a while back. And now the full circle moment of me saying I want to do this song with Maurice Kiria, and then being able to have him in studio, have him put his voice on it. Neshindaga nti mwana ebintu ebisinga bisoboka. Toina, like, don't move on other people's timelines. Nze kati abantu bayinza obutakiraba naye nze ndi mu kirooto kyange.
You're living it.
Nze ndi mu kirooto kyange.
That's nice.
Ndi mu kirooto kyange. Of course ebirooto bikula. I don't want people to be myopic in the sense of, oh, you've arrived. No, dreams grow. When you achieve one thing, you strive for something else. But right now, like, I'm exactly where I wanted to be 2 years ago, man. Like, I wanted people to be listening to my music. I wanted to be able to say, today's Monday, and I'm not going anywhere.
Wow. That's
and I can do that. But then it also doesn't mean that I'm not aware of how much work I need to do.
put in.
Because, again, it's not about just the comfort. It's not about, the 3 million that you're going to get from this performance or that performance. It's also about the impact, because we've been given an opportunity, a chance to speak to people. So for me, the reason why even I sing about love songs, because I feel like love is the answer. If you do everything with love, to some extent, you succeed.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
So me, I want to get that story, Because you tell me KOHEN Jaycee wanted to be a lawyer, One day in court, somewhere, maybe talking about Mehdi, Mehdi did this, Mehdi didn't do this, defending someone. So how does KOHEN Jaycee switch up that dream? Does it, by the way, I think it starts from the vacation, you joining the art poetry band with Peter.
That's when the dream changes. Like, it became tangible. Like, I saw it. We did some shows. I collected some money. I had some money in my pocket from music, from performing. I was like, so it's actually possible. And then I had to have this whole sit down with my old lady, and I tell her, Mama, you see,
I have to switch up.
this whole thing. Like, I'll do it. I'll probably bring the documents to you, but I won't practice it. Like, even if I will practice it, like, it will be something secondary. Like, the thing that I want to do right now is my music. And she was very understanding. She was like, okay, my son, what do you want to do? I was like, I want to do music. It's like, I don't think you can study music in the sense that you want to study it. And I was like, no, I can't. But I can study something in line with music, which is why I studied multimedia and animation, because I've been involved in the creative process of all my music. All my artwork has been designed by me. Half my music videos have been directed by me. The rollout processes, marketing, myself. I've also done a lot of graphics, a lot of artwork for very many artists. You've seen them, you don't even know it's me who did it.
That's nice.
But for me, that's also another part of KOHEN Jaycee, which is why I came up with the concept of Ninyowe. Ninyowe is the company that I own. It's called Ninyowe Group Limited. I own it with my cousin. But under that company, we have Ninyowe Music, we have Ninyowe Play, we have Ninyowe Digital, which, you know, we help a bunch of artists through digital marketing, playlist placement, graphics and design, and all those things. So these are also some of the things I do on the low key, other than music. Because for me, it's not just about putting my voice out there. It's also about helping other people. Yeah, helping them get there. Because there's very many things I suffered through when I was starting. I always tell my fellow artist friends that if you see me somewhere and you know I've been there, call me, ask me, like, how can I get there?
Yeah.
Because be rest assured, I got a number from there. But I'm not going to be the same person who's going to be like, hey, I'll call you and say, you man, I feel like you need to go to this place and this place and this place.
You have to want it.
You have to want it more than I want it for you. So, yeah, it's been a roller coaster that only goes up. I'm still learning. I'm still adjusting. Yeah.
So Kohe, track number 3 on your Rembele album. Actually, up to now, I've just got to realize Rembele is not what I thought it was. Yeah. It's all different version of it. But track number 3, actually, I'm a Muslim, but I go adapted to some gospel music in Uganda. Not all, but some. I feel like people get more of the Bible stuff and sing about it. Like, yes, it's gospel, but it's not real life gospel. That's the Bible. That's the stories that we have been told when we were kids. You get no. Okay, like I reflect to the Bible because I've had a piece of it in my school. Like read it like through, not much. But when I got like to hear your song and Levik's song, like true made more sense. It's a gospel song, but like no Bible verses, like all of like it's just real life.
Katonda kwanukulanga bw'omwatudde. Like God is there for you. Like God is not a doctrine. God is not an ideology. God is not an idea. Like He's truly there. So when I sing about the way and ability were written in the same period of time. Because when I say, in my time of need, may your gentle hands come guide me and show me the way. Those are not words said by someone who's exactly where they want to be.
True.
So for me, when like everyone's like, oh, where do you find God? Find God in church. Me, I didn't find God in church. I found Him when I was on my knees, when I was struggling, when I was fighting some things I didn't understand. And there was a voice in me that told me, like, I showed you how to do this before. So I can show you again. And I'm not a very religious person. I come from a religious family. My mom is Catholic, my dad is Anglican, and with all due respect, they practice. I'm more spiritual than religious because after experiencing different doctrines, I also want to have a mindset of my own. Like I can hear whatever everyone is saying, and then I take it for what it is, because deep down I believe righteousness is up to you. Goodness, not even righteousness, goodness is up to you. Like people are people. They are not good, they are not bad. Like we're just people. You are good to me, but there's a bunch of people that you've been bad to. And that doesn't make you a bad person. But the religion that we practice tells us that otherwise. So me, from my own perspective, I am taught not to question, but to ask myself, like, what goes beyond these things? And from a spiritual perspective, the way was me at my lowest point. I'm asking myself, like, what's next? You know, like, what do I do? Like, okay, I can sing. I'm getting a bunch of bookings. I'm singing here and there, and then what? But then what's next? Because I was lost. So I say, when I was lost, you never forsook me. You gave me away. You gave me love. You gave me life. So show me a way. Like, show me a way. And that's how Rembele came to be. Because when you listen to Wena chapter 2, at the end of it, there's a song called Look My Way. And I dropped Wena chapter 2 in 2021, 2022. But when you listen to it, I call out Rebembeda. I call out the name of the album. I say, Ninyo way, Rebembeda. So the end of Wena chapter 2 is the beginning of Rebembeda. And these are like 3 years apart. Hopefully 10 songs weren't even written at that time. Like I didn't even know what the hell I was saying. But I believed, like I was spiritual enough to know that I'm going to have a song with Keiko, I'm going to have a song with Maurice K, I'm going to have a song with APAS. Some of them were done, like truthfully. But I had not shaped the album the way I wanted it to be shaped. Like I hadn't even had my son yet. And my son is a very, very core piece of this project. Because that was a very, it was a pivotal moment for me. From just experiencing life as being someone who's given to someone who's giving. And I would say for the last 1.5 years, 2 years, like I want to say I've changed so much. And I know it's not up to me to say that. It's people who are supposed to see that in me and say it. But then even me deep down in myself, I feel it. And through my next project, so through everything I've been working on, through everything I've been writing, I believe it's going to be represented, it's going to be seen. But the way came from a very honest perspective. It came from someone who's yearning for a true conversation with God. Not the God that you're taught in the Bible, the God that you're taught on TV, but the God that is within you. The God that tells you, do this, you will succeed. Because that God had never lied to me. He told me, put out Wena chapter 1, I put it out. Every time I'm in my bedroom, he gives me the songs I'm singing. He gives me inspiration. Every time I'm working on other people's artwork and doing what, he gives me the ideas. So for all those times that he had not let me down, I didn't want him to let me down this one time. And instead of just praying about it in my house, I wanted to share this prayer with people. And I was fortunate enough that I met Levikson. He listened to the song, he loved it, and he added his holy swagger to it. And now we have the song.
It was a nice song, by the way. But I personally love ability. And I would love to know, were you being, being put down, or people are believing that you're good enough? Because ability feels like there's that first line where you say, I'll pay you, or if you doubt my ability, there's something.
I pray for you.
I pray for you.
I pray for you if you
was-
doubt my ability.
It was really so personal. I really, I was like, every time I listen to the song, I say like, who was doubting KOHEN Jaycee? Because you said I don't want to be like anyone else. I want to be my
myself.
own. I want to be my own king,
Yeah, because it gets to a point when everyone is trying to compare you to someone. Like comparison is a thief of joy, you see. Like everyone tries to say, why are you not doing things like this guy? Or why are you not doing like this guy? Why are you not doing like this guy? And well, it's very, very valid. I mean, we need to be inspired by everything around us, including people. But the story I'm trying to write is my own. Like it's my story. As much as they'll say, oh, he was there in this one's time or this one's time, like they'll talk about me in the sense of me. And me understanding that, it didn't make it any easier. It actually made it harder. It made me realize that it's actually my sole responsibility to save myself, to actually get my ass out of bed, do everything that I say I'm going to do. So when I say, I pray for you if you doubt my ability, because I'm not bound by fear. We broke those chains, no captivity. Right. Because there's also fear. There's fear of oblivion. There's uncertainty. There's fear of rejection. Like, will they love what I'll do? But then if you're past that fear, that's when I say, steady when I run my race. I'm heavy in my own lane. 2019, I decided to chase this dream. Ninyowe means I am. And that's the name of God. That's the name of expression. When you say I am a podcaster, he can't say you are not. Because you have proclaimed it, you have said you are. When I say I am an artist, I am who I say I am. Is
Right.
another true name of God.
Yeah.
So for me, this is a spiritual journey.
So personal.
Very personal. Because it is my journey. Ninyo wakubagambira. I'm telling you from my perspective.
Bawulide.
Mwawulide.
I know Hulida.
Mwawulide. I'm telling you from my perspective. So yeah, humbling, exciting, scary, but I also want people to understand that, like, by the time I choose to put out a song, man, like I've thought about it. Like, it's a piece of myself that I'm putting out there. And I want them to receive it with as much plight, as much hope, and as much faith as I gave it to them. And I've not been disappointed with my fans. I've not been disappointed with my fans. I'm living a somewhat comfortable life.
That's nice.
And I get bookings, I get listens, I get invitations like these. And I started to see beyond this. I started to see what everyone else is like. Oh, this guy is famous. At the end of the day, what are you going to use your voice for? Are you going to use it for good, or are you going to use it for bad? There's a time when someone asked me a question that kind of changed how I feel. They were like, what is your purpose? Like, what is your role as an artist? And I remember the first time they asked me that question, I answered it very myopic. I said, oh, I'm not responsible for anyone's feelings. I'm not. Me, I'm just here to sing, make money for myself and my family and what. But after some time, I'm like, I have a moral responsibility. You know, like, if I've been given a voice, if I've been given an opportunity to talk to people the way that I talk to them, then I have to give them meaningful conversation.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be things that are putting them down. It has to be things that are empowering them. So when you ask me what is my role as an artist, I wish someone would ask me that question right now, because right now I have the answer.
Yeah.
I have the answer. Positive inspiration. That's our job. That's our job as human beings. That's our job as artists. That's your job as a podcaster. That's your job as whatever the fuck you decide to do. Just inspire positively. Pay it forward. You know, just do good by the next person so that they can do good by the next person. And you can make this world an utopia.
Yeah.
So, still on track. Actually, we're in better, right?
Mhm.
Track number 10. It was like you were trying to ask women or a woman how you try like to love them. Like, you know, in Uganda we live in a country where we are ruined, like love is ruined by money.
Not even based on Uganda only.
It's just the world.
The world.
You're loved according to what you can provide.
Because I feel Ugandan ladies, not all, I don't know, some have it right or have it wrong that in order to be in love you have to have like money. So when you go on and ask how should I supposed to love you, like how, tell me how so that I can learn. Not because you have to ask for money like every time, oh do for me this, like emotionally we have to connect like this. But they have it wrong. It's all about the money. Like, you're not here to work. It's a relationship. It's a 50-50 thing. You get. So this track number 10 is like you're speaking to us. Like you're speaking to them.
Track number 10 is which track?
Oboniri.
You're speaking from pain.
Yeah.
You can't even look at the album.
Well, what you see is what you get. At the end of the day. But I don't think I wrote Obonide from that perspective. Like, I was just trying to. Obonide was more of like, man, you're fine, and I want to do everything. I want to do everything to make sure.
Provider.
We all have those weird moments where logic does not prevail. But I don't want it to seem like maybe. For me, it was expression. Like, think about a night out. Like, it's a night out. You just walked into this bar and you saw this very, very gorgeous, amazing looking woman. and your card is steady, your boys are heavy, your kawa.
You're
So,
good.
what would you say?
Nothing to stop you.
What would you say? You do the thing. So it was from that perspective. And when Lagum brought a very different light to it.
The rap.
Is such a crazy lyricist. He brought a very different twist to it. Like me, I wasn't trying to make it sexual and everything. Like for him, he was like, let's go there.
Don't stop
Like, let's
yourself.
go there.
Don't say-
Like everything you wanted to talk about in after 10:30, like I'll talk about it in this
Right
song.
now.
In this song.
Yeah.
Which also influenced how we organized the songs. Because
Yeah.
and then after was 10:30. Because for me it's kind of chronological. Like I'm trying to tell the story from Ninyo Rubembera introducing myself
To down.
to ability. If you doubt my ability, I'm sorry for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're in for a ride. Then we go to track number 2, track number 3, like
First
that.
in
Like
the
that,
seat
like that.
belt, you know.
Yeah.
But what I would love to talk about, it was for me, is what we're saying. Because I've been watching the Ghana Top Boy show for a while, you know. And he just hosted someone, Mommy Debbie. Mommy Debbie said she wanted like to leave like a legacy, you know, where people can really believe in love, that love can win, you know. People can really love it like one another. But actually, I don't know. I pray for her. I pray for her because this generation, it's like people are really like running away from love, you know. Because people,
They're not.
they are.
They're
For them,
not.
it's- most people
They're
right
not.
now.
Everyone, you're in a
Dating.
relationship.
Me?
He's in a relationship.
Not really.
If it's not a relationship, it's a situationship.
That's a fact.
It's still love.
Yeah.
So we're not shying away from it. We're just inventing newer ways of
New ways of
describing
doing
it. Yeah, newer
Is
ways
it
of
healthy?
describing. It's not healthy. Everyone needs to be real with themselves.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know. You either do it or you don't.
So to say, KOHEN Jaycee is always like influenced by breakups, you know, when you're writing your music. I would love to talk about track number 9 was it with Epas? Bioyagara? Hey, were you talking to someone? Why are you writing that song? Bioyagara, Mbirina.
That's Chiburi.
Hey,
Like just
fiction.
take our made a
Mm.
fiction. But again, I'm not going to say my music is fiction. Like I write from personal experiences. Like that's something you would want to say to someone.
Hey, that's tough.
Like I got everything you need.
Then why?
Assure in there.
So me, I put it in the song. So then I don't have to say it again. Like I
Yeah.
just send you the song.
Hey, listen to that.
Yeah, I got it. But then also again, expression, purely expression. Because think about APAS. When you're trying to do a song with APAS, right? What's the best way you want him to express himself?
Now,
And he did great. Mubanji kwasinga tumwebaze yakutumba.
My God.
So again, creatively, yes. Not just music wange munyumirwa oluusi. Abantu by the way, don't overthink it. Now let me say this to the camera. Guys, I'm not depressed. I'm not going through some
Anything.
I'm just an empath. You know, I feel like the best way to reach people is to write about things that are relatable. So I write about things that I know you're going to connect about. How many of you have been in Lamborghinis? So I'm not
Like
going to
that
sing.
nice.
I'm not going to sing about them yet.
Uh-huh.
But I'll sing about something like a heartbreak.
Mm.
You know, I'll sing about something like the first time you saw this beautiful woman smile. Because I know yesterday you saw something that will spark a reaction just because of that song. And as much as it sounds so basic, so it's the main reason why everyone listens to KOHEN Jaycee. Everyone is asking themselves, why is your music so relatable? That's why. Because I write from your perspective. Me and you are the same viewpoint, just different perspectives. Like you're experiencing life, I'm experiencing life. If I can make you think of life in a different way, in a unique way, in a beautiful way, you'll resonate, you'll come back. That's why everyone is listening to Siganya, because no one believed that you could be rude and kind and honest at the same time.
Better talk about Siganya. Do you know this year it was my birthday, May 9th. So I told myself, you know what? Well, I hate singing. Low key, because I know I'm not good at singing. So I went out for karaoke. I always go for karaoke Tuesday, Friday. I always go, write down a song, sing it. They give you that liberty, you go sing. So I was like, every time I sing this song, I was like, what was KOHEN Jaycee going through? But how can you tell? By the way, you are being honest, I feel like siganye rambi siganye na yo mutima. Because you want this person around, what, but the heart keeps on telling you.
Yeah, the truth. The truth will set you free.
But
You've been there.
That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I've totally been there.
Like you can't explain it, but you felt it.
That song talks to me a lot. Because
Yeah. Which is what worries me. I feel like Uganda is going through a collective heartbreak.
It's for the nation.
And we all need some collective therapy.
Honestly.
But for real, if it means I can talk about it in a sense that you accept it, then
Totally,
it's okay.
totally.
Because that means it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
True.
So what happened?
Siganya.
I'll get you the story. I have all the
I think
stories.
I really go through that a lot.
Mm.
I feel I want this person, but again, I'm not being decisive. That's why every time I sing that song, some people might think it's vice, but
It's not vice, it's honest.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I'm out there, but by the way, this last Friday was really so.
Hey, it was last week.
No, the person, I don't think she understood what I was trying to
Well,
do.
she's about to find out.
Because she was there and I was singing this song, but I was trying to talk to her low key. But I think she was sipping something. I think she was just saying,
You know yourself. Last
then-
Friday night.
But then, those are, man, that's when we have to appreciate like good music of it. Because if you can really sing a song and I can also use it in my day-to-day life, it talks to me.
I mean, man, everyone is making music for the bar, for the club. Like who's making music for the people who who want to feel some shit? Like who's making music for that? Like there's no one who's doing. Like me, I'm telling you, I sing about things I want to hear.
Wow. That's facts.
Like by the time I put out a song, if I had it from someone else, it would be one of my favorite songs.
Wow.
So everyone is singing about the club, that's okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
I
But
think
who's singing about affairs of the heart? Affairs of the heart.
That's nice.
Bwema ino mtima na buli mtu aina na mwingine. Nishachoke dem for that.
But to add more on that, like, I think music for the soul connects with us, like, very much.
Music is the soundtrack of life.
Yeah.
Because
Like it's not separate of you. Like there's a reason why you feel the way you feel when you listen to music. Like, yeah,
God put music on earth for a reason.
yeah.
It's another way to communicate.
God is a musician. If you know the story of Lucifer, he was also a musician. They cast him out of heaven because he thought he could sing better than God. He could sing 1,000 voices. He thought he was better than God. Not even sing better. He thought he was better. So music is even rooted in the creation story. I don't know how much people research. I don't know.
By the way.
Go ahead. So as we wind up, we honestly have like 2 questions. But I'll go first. What do you think the Ugandan industry doesn't know about like R&B artists like you? We have like a lot of different like artists, but most of them sing the same thing.
I mean, I won't speak for everyone else. I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
I feel like our dominant genre is not necessarily R&B. It's not even dancehall. It's Chidandali. It is something that is predominantly Ugandan. And you can't take that away from people. So what we need to do is try, and should I say persuade them, try and dissuade them, and try to show them that, hey, as much as there's this thing that you're so used to, this thing that you're so accustomed to, there's Ugandans who are making this kind of music, which is why we're able to get 50,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Who are those 50,000 people? Like they are there. They want to listen to that kind of music. So I believe it's also up to the artists. Like it's also up to us as artists to try and reach our people in the places that matter. You know, there's social media, there's TikTok, and these are direct ways of reaching the people. But I feel like there's more intimate ways. Have more shows. You don't need a big poster with a big lineup of people. You can have a show with 15 people, 20 people. Because I believe as an artist, you need 1,000 fans a year to sustain your career. Because if those 1,000 fans are giving you $100, how much money is that?
Not good at math. My teacher knows that.
Well, that's $100,000. And if you do that math and you put it into UGX, you're living better than 1% of most Ugandans. So it's about understanding how the industry works. We can be chasing streams, or I want 1 million streams, or you can be chasing meaningful connections. Whereby, if I say, buy these 5,000 jumpers, they'll buy them. Instead of me saying, stream my song 5,000 times, of which a stream is 0.00000 something. What I've understood in the last few years is trying to make meaningful connections with your fans, whichever way you can, whether it's through listening parties, whether it's through radio interviews, whether it's through podcasts. Try as much as you can to make meaningful and impactful connection with your fans, because they are the ones who I can't listen to my song 1,000 times. It's going to be some other people who are going to listen to my song. So how am I reaching out to them? What do they like? What do they resonate with? I reach out to them because there's this whole thing of where everyone is chasing trends. This sound is popping. Let me do it. There's no longevity in that. Me, I'm a legacy artist. There's a reason why people still listen to Not Letting Go today and they still love it.
Wow.
And they'll still listen to it 10 years from now and the reaction will be the same. And I can say that confidently about all my music without stuttering. I'm not a trend artist, I'm a legacy artist. So for me, I want my music to spark something within you, to inspire you to do better, to do something for yourself. That's it.
So my second question would be like, what do you think you've learned throughout your journey that people overlook? And it's a lesson, but people overlook it.
Consistency. Consistency is key. Like everyone will judge your decisions, but no one will see the choices you had. So the only way you can iterate that is you back it up with consistency. Whether you are having a bad day, whether you're having a good day, because the fans won't understand. See, when Wizkid lost his mom, he dropped an album immediately after.
Yeah.
So not in the sense of he was not feeling, but it's business. So that, number one. Number two, what I've learned is it's never personal. Like it's not personal. Like whether this guy says, oh yes, I'll jump on your track, or he says, no, it's not personal. Because me, there's a reason why when a chapter 1 didn't have any features, yet I'd been working since 2015. All these guys had been coming to Dustbill. I'd been asking them, and they told me, man, okay, but truthfully, they were like, who are you? So the whole idea is do something for yourself first. Something that even those people can admire. So that by the time you reach out to them,
But like
like,
they're
hey,
also rushing.
I like, yeah, and then let's
make it happen. You're
so and Baru, shout out to you, by the way. He's my bro. He advised me this. Because he knew all these guys. He had made hit records for them, and I told him, I want this guy. I was like, bro, I want you to first focus on trying to do your own thing. Build your own thing. Make it good enough. Build a glass house that is so pretty that a bunch of people want to come and actually live in it. And then when they live in it, you give them the house rules.
Yeah, you're right. And me, I would love to first spill the tea, because I've been,
What are we going to say?
It's Friday and you promised something.
Me and Santana have a brand new single, that just dropped today.
And
Make sure you go stream. Idi Simanyi. Mr. Ahmed is taking us for munchies.
You're already,
He promised us he's going to take us for serious munchies. I will give you updates.
You see, but go stream music.
But go stream Abawala Banji.
Mhm.
Shout out to Santana.
Santana.
Very big inspiration. 100 Acres Entertainment.
Mm.
Shout out to you. Webalekkola byokola abaana bangi bakutunuulidde, so
That's nice.
let's make it happen. Let's keep
So,
it consistent.
My question:
Mm.
Do you think you hop on that Amapiano trend? Because I've seen people trying to do it, because Amapiano has been like doing great, and people have been trying to make songs just like Diamond made a song, Komasava. So do you think KOHEN Jaycee will also make a song?
I actually have
Mm.
an Afro house inspired song.
Mm.
The thing is, me, I won't do Amapiano the way everyone else is doing it. Like I'll try to give it my take. I have a song called Let Me Be.
Mm.
And I believe it exists somewhere between Amapiano and Afro house. So yes, I'm very experimental with genres.
Mhm.
I like to test out a few things. But again, sigenda kwepimira kyesiimire.
Oh,
You understand? Because like I said, I'm not a trend artist. I'm a legacy artist. And with all due respect to everyone who does Amapiano, we are huge fans, we love it. But Amapiano was big last year.
Mhm.
It's not as big this year. And I don't think it's going to be as big next year. Maybe it's going to evolve because there's evolution in music, and that's what I'm studying.
Yeah.
So from everything I learn, I pick. That's why songs like Let Me Be, songs like Dance came about. Like you pick what is predominant about the time. Don't conform. I hate conformity. Don't conform. That's one thing I'll tell everyone. Don't conform. Conformity is the number one sin. It's not on the 10 commandments, but it's the number one sin. That stuff of do as your neighbor is doing is the thing that is making you suffer.
Mhm.
Don't conform.
Wow.
So me, I don't conform. I try to act from my pineal gland. I know I have a good head on my shoulders, and the stream of inspiration is never ending. Emmanuel, God is with us.
That's it. Second question. This is for our new segment. That's the UG sound. We really want to push Uganda music. That's why you added that segment to our holiday talk show. So the question under that will be, what's your take on TikTok? Because I feel TikTok
Number one promotional platform in the world.
Yeah, number
If you're
one.
not on TikTok, actually, there's the internet and then there's TikTok. Take it.
Cool. So what would be your answer to this question? Do you think TikTok has done more good than harm to the Ugandan music industry? Because I feel we've gotten to know many people from TikTok. Right
Perspective.
now, they are now doing music, by the way.
Perspective. Anyone who's on the internet and is trying to push their craft, trying to make something for themselves, shout out to yourself. Big up on yourself. You're not doing any crime.
Yeah.
You're doing justice by yourself. So I think TikTok has been the answer, because I don't know if people are aware, but the independent music scene has been a bit crowded, a bit tough, because there's very many conditions that are put on artists, maybe because of what leverage they have or because of what bargaining power they might possess at a certain time. But TikTok has kind of changed that. Like someone has 1 million followers before they even have a record deal. Wow. And that's bargaining power. So I think TikTok is changing how everyone is consuming music. TikTok is not even a social platform. It's a music streaming app. Because half the artists that you've discovered in the last year, to be honest, you've discovered them off TikTok.
So many.
No one discovers artists off Spotify anymore.
It's hard.
So if you're a music artist and you're not pushing your music on TikTok, there's something wrong with you.
Wow. Correctly answered.
So we are closing up. This man makes music for the soul. Music
Also for the bar after 10:30.
music for the bar.
That song is hard.
Yeah.
Mostly respectful for relationships out there. We have had him. He has been here on Wally the Talk Show. Probably will be here for part 2 as well.
Yeah.
Because he's still making hits
and
good music. It has been Kohen Jaycee.
KOHEN Jaycee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been episode number 8. All Day the Talk Show. Let's get it.